What happens when a veteran TV host finally snaps over royal privilege and celebrity entitlement? That's exactly what viewers witnessed in a jaw-dropping episode of The View, where Whoopi Goldberg didn't just challenge Prince Harry, she dismantled him. What was meant to be a promotional interview turned into a fiery clash of worlds. Whoopi's years of frustration boiled over, and by the end, Harry sat stunned and speechless as blow after blow landed in a brutal takedown. The conversation started politely. Harry, calm and poised, smiled as he discussed his new mental health initiative. He spoke of destigmatizing psychological struggles, sharing that even someone of his background isn't immune. He referenced his trauma losing his mother growing up under scrutiny and struggling with the pressure of royal life, but Whoopi wasn't buying it. With a sharp tone, she questioned what kind of trauma someone raised in palaces could truly claim. She countered with her own reality growing up in the projects, being on welfare, becoming a teen mom. That, she said, is real struggle. Her disbelief was palpable as she challenged Harry's version of hardship. Harry defended himself, insisting that emotional pain transcends wealth, but Whoopi wasn't having it. She pointed out that he left his royal life, signed multi-million-dollar deals, and moved into a luxury mansion. She questioned how his version of struggle helps everyday people who can't afford to quit or escape their circumstances. The tension escalated as Harry tried to explain the pressures of royalty being scrutinized constantly, lacking personal freedom, navigating strict protocols. Whoopi responded coldly, saying real people don't have the luxury of walking away. They survive because they have no other choice. Things turned even more heated when Harry brought up attacks on his wife. Whoopi reminded him that public criticism isn't the same as the discrimination she faced. That's just Tuesday in Hollywood, she snapped. Harry pushed back, saying his experiences were valid. But Whoopi questioned how his privileged trauma could possibly relate to people working multiple jobs to survive. Harry grew visibly shaken, his media training unraveling. Still, he tried to clarify he wasn't claiming to have it worse, just different. But Whoopi pressed harder, calling his examples shallow and disconnected from reality. She mocked the idea of hardship from elite schools and royal perks, saying it was a far cry from real suffering. By the end, Harry was outmatched, his narrative completely dismantled in front of a silent studio. It was a stunning collision of two worlds, one shaped by royalty, the other by reality, and the divide had never felt so wide. Harry fired back, his voice cracking. I served my country with honor. 2 tours in Afghanistan, I risked my life like any other soldier. Whoopi leaned back, smirking. Did you really, though? Because I remember bodyguards, safe zones, and a hero's welcome waiting for you. Meanwhile, real veterans returned to PTSD, joblessness, and homelessness. You came back to book deals and mansions. The other co-host looked uneasy. Joy Behar seemed ready to interrupt, but Whoopi wasn't done. Harry gripped his chair, angry. That's unfair. I saw death. I lost friends. That trauma haunts me. I don't doubt that, Whoopi replied, softening briefly. But everyday soldiers don't get Malibu therapy or write memoirs. They get long waits at underfunded VA clinics. So no, your trauma isn't exactly relatable, Harry's voice shook. Why are you coming at me like this? I'm here to talk about helping others, raising awareness not to be attacked. Whoopi didn't back down. If tough questions feel like attacks, maybe you've just never faced real criticism. You've lived your whole life shielded from it. This is character assassination, Harry snapped, not journalism. Whoopi laughed bitterly. You've spent years dragging your own family, your country, and the monarchy through the mud, and now you're upset someone finally pushes back? The studio was silent. Harry's team looked nervous as cameras kept rolling. I only spoke my truth, Harry said through clenched teeth. I'm not apologizing for that. Your truth? Whoopi jumped. What about your fathers, your brothers? Do only your feelings count? Harry struggled. They have their platforms. They can speak for themselves. Really? Whoopi shot back. They've stayed mostly silent while you've gone on every podcast and talk show. That's not a fair fight. They have the British media on their side, Harry said weakly. I had no voice. No, Harry, you had a business opportunity, Whoopi said coldly. You cashed in on your family drama and called it activism. Harry looked stunned. That's not true. We donate the money. Some of it, Whoopi corrected. But you still bought a $16 million mansion. You live in luxury most can't dream of. Our security isn't cheap, Harry murmured. We face real threats. And so do families in rough neighborhoods, Whoopi shot back. They don't get royal protection or private security. Harry looked near collapse. I didn't ask to be born into this life. No one does, Whoopi said sharply. But most people don't complain about being rich. Most would trade places with you in a second. Co-host Sarah Haynes tried to intervene. Maybe we should take a break. But Whoopi cut her off. No, I want Harry to look at the camera. Tell the struggling moms, the homeless vets, the families who can't afford groceries, tell them how your pain compares to theirs. Harry stared at the camera, frozen. After a long pause, he spoke softly. I never meant to minimize anyone else's pain. I want to help. Then do it, Whoopi replied, her voice like a blade. Help. Use your privilege, your platform, your money, and actually help, without making it about you. The studio was dead silent. Harry looked crushed, shoulders slumped, confidence gone. He'd never faced anything like this. Never been so directly challenged about his victim story. The silence dragged until Whoopi broke it, delivering the most devastating blow yet. Her voice was calm, but her words carried years of frustration. What bothers me most, Harry, she began, isn't just the whining or the victim talk. It's that you were handed everything, status, wealth, opportunity, and instead of being thankful or using it to do good, you've spent years tearing down the very system that gave it to you. Harry tried to explain. He whispered that he was just trying to modernize the monarchy. But Whoopi cut him off cold. Modernize it? From where I sit, you tried to make a centuries-old institution fit your personal preferences. And when they wouldn't, you walked away. Harry's protests grew weaker. We wanted to serve, but on our own terms, he said. Whoopi let that hang. Do you hear yourself? You don't serve ancient institutions on your terms. That's not service, that's ego. The room was frozen. Harry looked like he might cry. I had to protect my wife, he offered, hoping that would justify everything. But Whoopi wasn't having it. Don't hide behind her, she snapped. Yes, some coverage may have been harsh, but don't confuse bad press with systemic racism. As a black woman, I know the difference. And what your wife experienced is not the same. Harry was silent. His defenses were gone. Whoopi kept going, voice stronger now. You want to know what real courage looks like? It's staying. It's fighting from within. It's using your privilege to help others, not tear everything down. I tried, Harry whispered. Did you? She fired back. Because when it got hard, you quit. You ran, and then you made millions talking about how hard it all was. He stared at the floor, utterly broken. Whoopi leaned in one last time. You could have made a real difference, Harry, but you chose to become a professional victim. And that's the real tragedy, not just for you, but for the people you could have helped. A long pause. Harry looked up, eyes glassy. I just wanted to make a difference. Then do it, Whoopi said. Stop talking, start acting. Use your platform for something bigger than yourself. Finally, Harry said it. Maybe we should end this interview. Whoopi agreed, but she wasn't finished. You came here, expecting a safe space, a promo spot, maybe a little sympathy, but instead you got held accountable and you couldn't take it. Think about that. Harry stood, legs shaky. Thank you, he said, barely audible. As he turned to leave, Whoopi called out one last time. It's not too late to change. You can still be the man you were meant to be. Harry nodded, but said nothing. He walked off quietly, handlers scrambling to follow. Cameras rolled until he disappeared. When they cut to break, the studio erupted in whispers. Everyone was stunned. Whoopi had dismantled every argument Harry brought, leaving no place for excuses or self-pity. Joy Behar finally broke the silence. Whoopi, that was incredible. Whoopi just shrugged. Sometimes the truth needs to be heard. The interview. went down in daytime TV history a brutal, unforgettable takedown. Harry had expected comfort but got called out. And Whoopi didn't let him off the hook for a single second. So what do you think? Have you ever seen a celebrity get grilled that hard on live TV? Whoopi Goldberg held nothing back and left prints. Harry speechless. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment to let us know your thoughts.